Hey y'all, how's your mom and them? Now before y'all go saying I stole that saying from somebody else, I didn't. It's a southern thing. A lot of people in the south say that. I thought it was quite funny that to hear somebody else say it that's not from my town. Anyway, a lot of people do know a little bit about my story, about how my parents passed away last year, and we moved into my dad's old house. And there's a building in the back that's just fallen in on itself. I mean, there was a lot of stuff here that belonged to my dad, my uncle, and my grandparents before we even moved in. There's a lot of work that we have to do here. And, but the old building in the back that's just fallen in on itself, there's a lot of stuff in that building. A lot of treasures. And one of the things that was out there was this box that had old racing magazines. And it brought to my attention, to my memory this morning, I was watching a video where somebody was, in his town, and he was talking about there was a dirt track right down a few miles from his house. And it made me think about this suitcase that we have these magazines in. And I thought, well, I'll get them out and go through them. I know that there's a few people that'll find this interesting. So I thought I'd just do a video about it. Backstory, my grandfather used to be an old bootlegger. And he actually raced in the NASCAR circuit some. He was offered a sponsorship to go pro in the NASCAR circuit, but my grandmother said, nope, no way. You're not going to go on the circuit racing and leave me here with 4 boys to raise by myself. No, not going to happen. So it didn't happen. He had to turn down the sponsorship, and that pretty much ended his racing days. I think he did continue to do some local racing on some of the dirt tracks around. And I think that might have been after his bootlegging days. I think when the boys got bigger, he kind of stopped doing that. But he knew Junior Johnson. He knew Popeye Sutton. He knew a lot of those old timers. And, you just do. You just know some of them when you're in that business. And I remember hearing stories about them when I was younger. And it's just a part of my past. It's interesting. Just like these magazines here. I don't know if this is the set that has any stories about my papa or not. I know we do have some. I'm sorry about this shaking, y'all, but I don't have a selfie stick or one of those things, a tripod. So I'm shaking it, and I'm talking, and all that stuff. So it's going to be shaky. I apologize. It's my first real video. So y'all bear with me. Cut me some slack. And let's open up the suitcase and see the kind of treasures we can find. There's a lot of stuff out there. And like I said, I don't know if this magazines or not have the stories about my grandfather in them or not. But we do have some that have his name and how he did in the race, his qualification, his qualifying status and where he ended in the race and that sort of thing. And to me, that's kind of special. But I don't know if it's these magazines or not. So let's just open it up and see what we got. And I do know that these magazines have a name on it, an address. I'm going to try to hide that. So if I don't get them all hid, y'all close your eyes. Don't look, okay? Alright. Look at there. The date. December 7th, 1978. Volume 15, number 25. Southern Moto Racing. 35 cents for this book, this magazine. Or, I don't know what you would call it. I guess it's not called a magazine, but Baker Brooks opens car hopping season. Petty wins Phoenix. Cale Yarborough, Grand National, Richie Evans, Modified. I don't even know these names, except for Petty, of course. Yarborough, yeah. That's interesting. Bobby Allison, yeah, I know that one. 1978, November. Thomas gets Rookie Award. Yarborough wins 10,000 pole bonus. It ain't 10,000 or more. But in 78, I imagine 10,000 was a big purse. Sees Winston Cup statistics. It's hard to read through this phone screen, but it's not even Winston Cup anymore. How long has that been? It's been several years. Yarborough romps up 2-lane victory in Nashville. Look at that. Cars don't even look like race cars do now. That looks something like you'd find on the street. Look, it's even got the license plate thing on the front bumper. That's crazy. Look at the crowds. That's crazy. Pearsons. Yarborough won quite a few here, it's looking like, in this time frame. Look at them cars, y'all. Look at that. Regular bumpers, just like it drove in off the street almost. Wow. Has that got headlights in it? That's crazy. We'll open up one of these in a minute and see what kind of stories we might get. Allison wins. Bobby Allison. Didn't he get killed on the track? It seems like I remember him in an accident, in a race. Look at that. Oh, here's a different magazine. Tri-State. Let's see. 50 Cent. Volume 12. Issue 29. Monthly. December, January, and February. 1978. Look at that. Who is that? Bobby Allen. Alright, I'm going to open this up, so I want to see who that is. Bobby Allen and his wife and 2 daughters. Look at them cars. It's crazy what they look like different from... Oh, that's a crash up. Wow. Where is that? That's one hell of a crash up. Who is that? That's not the... Not while losing. Check page 2. Friends are feuding. There. Look at that. Look at that. So they don't have racing like that anymore. You get kicked out of damn racing circuit if you drive like that anymore. That's back in the days where racing was racing. You know, rubbing is racing. Not all these damn restrictions and shit. I mean, racing's not even hardly fun to watch anymore. What page did it say? Page 2. Oh, that's a long article. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to go through all of that. But, oops, sorry, y'all. It's kind of crazy. So we've got more Tri-States. 1979. Pearson Wood Brothers spills. Bonnet behind the wheel. Oh, I remember him. Look at that car. What kind of car is that? My dad would know. My dad loved all kinds of racing. All kinds of racing. I think his favorite was dirt track racing. Him and my uncle would travel all over the place in North Carolina, Tennessee, Georgia. They would go to different dirt tracks and watch those little funny cars and stuff. It was, I don't know what those cars were called. I'm not the big racing fan that my father was. Just look at those cars, y'all. Now we know that car. Know that car very well, don't we? But why does it say Waltrip? Oh, Petty. There's the name. I knew that had to be Petty's car. Bobby Allison takes the second. 1979 victory. Baker ends drought. Look at them cars. I did not want to open these books in the house because they've been outside. What kind of car is that? Wow, look at that car. What kind of racing is that? Speak no evil, a new Waltrip. Really? Here's some more, the Tri-State. I'm wondering if... Oopsie, spider. Spider! Another spider. And that is why I wouldn't open it in the house. Oh, look at that crash. Wow. How they caught great pictures of great crashes all through the years. It is, you know, it's interesting to me. Darlington victory pads Parsons lead. Waltrip wins in Bristow. 1978. But I think that it's really interesting that my father, my uncle, saved all these, you know, I guess racing, form, whatever they are, through the years. I think that's interesting, especially the ones that we have of the articles about my grandfather. I can tell that they're not the ones that are in here because they're big. They're a much bigger magazine. But either way, I thought this was just an interesting thing to do a video about because many people do like NASCAR and are big fans of NASCAR and they have their favorite drivers and such. So I thought this might be an interesting little video to show these old magazines. What is that? And look at how they dress, the women. You know, that was hot back in 78. They didn't, you know, they had clothes on. Now women have to be just about bare-ass naked. But sex sells. Well, 1978. That's crazy. My sister was little. 78. That made her 6. Look at that track. And they're off. So that's Indy, Indianapolis right there. Oh, that's a different book. National Speed Sport, 50 Cent. May 31st, 1978. Ridgewood, New Jersey. Wow. Al Unser gets $290,363 as an Indy purse. Sets Mark Waltrip triumphs in World 600. Wow. God, if they made that in 1978, that's crazy. Okay, y'all. Guess that's going to be it for my first video. Or first real video. Oops, there's the name again. But I think that might be all of the different magazines that we've seen here. Tri-State, South Motor. But I appreciate y'all watching it. I hope y'all found it interesting. And give it a thumbs up. And y'all have a great day. Bye.